Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into Columbus, Georgia, Burger King Stadium and Ragsdale Field, and we welcome you to Lander and USC Aiken here on Sunday afternoon at the NCAA Southeast Regional. So good to have you along with us. Rickson Lane here with you from Columbus, Georgia, and we are set for what should be a phenomenal afternoon of baseball here in the Peach State. It is Lander and USC Aiken, a pair of South Carolina rivals, Peach Belt Conference rivals, and they go at it one game away from punching to the championship game of the NCAA South. Both these teams come into the afternoon with a record of 2-2 in the Southeast Regional, and the winner will advance to Monday's championship at 12 o'clock. Let's go ahead and give you the starting lineups first for the visitors. That is the Lander Bearcats, 40-14 on the season. Leading off will be the shortstop, Matt White. He'll be followed by center fielder Zach Daly. Colby Lesignan will play first base and bat third. The cleanup hitter is Thomas Berry, the DH. John Mangum will catch and bat fifth. Taylor Kellner is in left field batting sixth. In right field, it's Alex Conaway. He'll bat seventh. The third baseman is Mason Dodd. He will bat eighth, and batting ninth is the second baseman, Will Jones. For the USC Aiken Pacers, the home team this afternoon as they take the field. They will be led off by Jonathan Banks, the third baseman. Mitchell Price in center field batting second. Chaz Powell, the left fielder, will bat third. The cleanup hitter, Zach Moon, will bat fourth. Brian Pereira batting fifth at first base. Max Schoen batting sixth. He's behind the plate this afternoon for the Pacers. Skylar Mercado batting seventh. He's playing second base. The right fielder, Niall Goings, will bat eighth. And Tyler Ammerman, the shortstop, will bat ninth. On the mound this afternoon for USC Aiken, it is the right-hander, James Lynch, the junior, on the bump for the Pacers this afternoon. Lynch being charged with taking the Pacers in to Championship Monday. There was discussion over whether the Pacers would go with maybe Trevor Hutto this afternoon, but head coach Kenny Thomas decides that James Lynch will be his starter this afternoon against this Lander Bearcat offense. Defensively behind Lynch today in the outfield, Powell, Price, and Goings. Around the infield, Banks, Ammerman, Mercado, and Pereira showing behind the plate. Lynch will take on a Bearcat lineup that goes White, Daly, Lesignan, Berry, Mangum, Kellner, Conaway, Dodd, and Jones. So good to have you with us on a cloudless day here in Columbus, Georgia. Beautiful weather for college baseball. At this beautiful facility, we are down to just 4 teams left in the Southeast Regional. We began with 7 when the week started. This is the 5th meeting this season between Aiken and Lander. These two teams probably as familiar with one another as any teams in the Southeast Regional. And we are set to go as Matt White will step into the batter's box, a .301 hitter, 7 doubles, a team-high 4 triples, 12 home runs, and 42 RBIs on the year for Matt White. It'll be a righty-righty matchup to begin the afternoon. And the first pitch hits Matt White. The first pitch of the afternoon runs inside and plunks White, and we are underway a minute early here in Columbus, Georgia. We've been running behind the majority of the week because of rain and weather. And we're starting early here on Sunday afternoon. 1 on and nobody out for Zach Daly, a .300 hitter this season, 9 doubles, 1 triple, 21 homers, and 74 runs batted in. He leads the Bearcats in both of those categories. So an inauspicious start for James Lynch this afternoon. His first pitch hits Matt White, and now he'll deal with Lander's top RBI producer. Another throwback over to check on White. He is one of Lander's top base stealers this year, 12 stolen bases in 14 attempts on the year. First pitch to Daly, misses outside, 1-0. Our umpires this afternoon, Vincent Crasher behind home plate. Kevin Morgan at first. Tony Williams at second. Josh Reap at third. A 1-0 count to Zach Daly. 1 on and nobody out, top of the first. He swings and lifts that one down the left field line. It'll drift out of play as Banks gives chase from his third base position. .403 to dead center field here at the ballpark. .330 down the lines at Ragsdale Field. The 1-1 to Daly. Check swing on a ball outside, and he went around for strike two. Well, now they'll appeal down, and the call is confirmed by Josh Reap over at third base. So Daly behind in the count, 1-2. The number 2 hitter in the order for the Bearcats. Swing and a miss as Daly strikes out for the first out of the afternoon. Tipped it into the glove of Schoen, one down. So 1 on and 1 out for Colby Lusignan.
First baseman, number 7, Colby Lusignan.
Lusignan hitting .403 on the year. A team leading 18 doubles, 2 triples, 13 home runs, and 65 RBIs on the season for Lusignan. First pitch catches the inside corner with a fastball. 0-1 count to Lusignan. The 0-1. Fastball on the outside edge as Lynch paints both corners. And he's out in front 0-2. Lynch trying to bounce back after hitting the leadoff hitter with the first pitch of the ball game. 0-2 to Lusignan. Swung on and ripped into left field. That's going to be a base hit. Rolling down the left field line. White going to make his way to third base. Lusignan going into second, and he'll go in standing up with a 1-out double. A frozen rope over the head of Jonathan Banks. The third baseman tipped it with the mitt but could not corral it. And Lusignan doubles down the left field line to put 2 in scoring position for the Bearcats with 1 out in the top of the first. His team leading 19th double of the season.
Designated hitter number 14, Thomas Berry.
And Lander will bring up the cleanup hitter, Thomas Berry. And runners on second and third and 1 out. Berry hitting .328 this year, 12 doubles, 14 homers, and 58 RBIs. The first offering low and outside. White at third, Lusignan at second. Bearcats trying to draw first blood here in the top of the first inning. Breaking ball misses low and away once again. Big hole up the middle on the infield as Berry hammers one to right field. Goings back to the warning track. He'll make the grab, but that's going to be deep enough to score Matt White from third. And the Bearcats are on the board 1-0. A sacrifice fly from Thomas Berry gives Lander an early lead. For Berry, his 59th RBI of the season. The Bearcats are on the board with 2 outs in the top of the first.
John Mango.
Berry pounded that one down the right field line. Goings was all the way back up against the wall, but then came in to make the grab. That brings up John Mangum, a .237 hitter, 9 doubles, a triple, 11 homers, and 39 RBIs as he lifts it to left field. Powell will camp underneath it and make the grab, but Lander's on the board, 1-0. We go to the bottom of the first inning. USC Aiken will come up to bat when we return to the NCAA Southeast Regional on Cougar Sports TV. Rickson Lane here with you. It is 2016 NCAA Southeast Regional, and it's a matchup of 2-0 teams, Lander and USC. The Bearcats took one lead on the sac fly from Thomas Berry, and now the Pacers will take their hacks this afternoon, and they'll do so against J.D. Waite. The junior left-hander making his 14th start of the season. He's 4-2 with a 4.55 ERA. 63 1/3 innings pitched. Allowed 44 runs on 85 hits. Walked and struck opponents hitting .314 against J.D. Waite. Defensively behind him in the outfield, left to right, Kellner, Daly, Conaway. Around the infield, Dodd, White, Jones, and Lesignan. Mangum behind the plate. He'll take on a Pacer lineup of Banks, Price, Powell, Moon, Pereira, Cohen, Otto, Goings, and Ammerman. So this is Jonathan Banks, the leadoff hitter, a third baseman, on the season. He is hitting .342 with 11 doubles, a homer, and 34 runs driven in. And his first pitch smoked foul down the left field line. A 1-0 lead for the Bearcats. A hit by pitch, a double, and a sacrifice fly gave Lander its first run of the day as Waite hums a fastball for a strike, 0-2. So Banks behind in the count here to lead off the Pacer first. The 0-2 just outside, 1-2 now. The 1-2 offering. Swung on and pounded the left center field gap. A long run for Kellner, but he tracks it down in the alley for out number 1. Well struck ball from Jonathan Banks, but Kellner tracks it down for the first out.
The center fielder, number 1, Mitchell Price.
So 1 down in the inning for Mitchell Price. The center fielder hitting .335 this season. 7 doubles, 2 triples, 14 home runs, and 57 runs driven in. Swings at the first pitch and chops it deep in the hole at short. White gonna have to make the long throw over, and he got it. A 6-3 put out from Matt White. Got the speedy center fielder by a half step, and there's 2 down in the inning. Nobody on for Chaz Powell, the left fielder. He's a .335 hitter as well. A team leading 16 doubles, 9 home runs, and 48 RBIs on the season for Powell. takes a first pitch strike from Waite. 0-1 count to Powell. As Waite kicks and deals. Check swing on a ball downstairs, and he went around, says our home plate umpire, Vincent Crasher. So Waite way ahead here, 0-2. Here's the pitch. That ball hit a long way, but foul down the left field line, and it bounces off the batting cage. 61st overall meeting between these two rivals. USC Aiken leads the overall series 40-20. The wind blowing in here at the ballpark as the 0-2 is high. A 1-2 count on Chaz Powell. He fouls that one back to the net to stay alive. The Bearcats with a 6-4 win over Mount Olive on Thursday and an 11-4 win over Belmont Abbey yesterday to move to 2-0 in the regional. There's a swing and a miss, and Powell strikes out to end the inning. Wade sits down the Pacers 1-2-3. We go to the second inning. Lander leading USC Aiken 1-0. You're watching the NCAA Southeast Regional on Cougar Sports TV. Top of the second inning here in Columbus, Georgia. Rickson Lane with you for the NCAA Southeast Regional. Lander leading USC Aiken 1-0 as the Bearcats will send up Taylor Kellner. Kellner hitting .346 on the year with 9 doubles, 3 triples, 7 homers, and 48 RBIs. First pitch inside corner, off speed from Lynch. On the season, James Lynch, he's making his 4th start of the year. He's 4-2 this year as Kellner fouls one left side. A 3.80 ERA for Lynch. He's gone 42 2/3, allowed 33 hits, 24 runs, walked 23, and struck out 48 on the season. That pitch is downstairs to Kellner, 1-2. Lynch threw 4 2/3 in the Saturday game against Lander earlier this year. That ball outside and off the glove of Schoen, 2-2. He gave up 6 runs on 7 hits, walked 1 and struck out 3 in one of the wildest games of the season, an 18-17 win for the Pacers. They clinched the series for USC Aiken. Here's the 2-2 to Kellner. Swung on and lifted to center field. Price coming in will drop in front of him for a base hit. A leadoff single for Taylor Kellner. And for the second inning in a row, the Bearcats have the opening hitter aboard. That'll bring up Alex Conaway, the right fielder. Conaway, a .290 hitter this year, 6 doubles, 1 triple, 1 homer, and 25 runs driven in for the Bearcats. Step in with Kellner at first base, rather. Top of the second, 1-0 Lander leading. Pickoff throw over to check on Kellner. He is Lander's leading base stealer, 14 steals and 16 attempts this year for the left fielder. And you saw that ball die off of Kellner's bat and drop in front of Price. The wind blowing steadily in today at Burger King Stadium as there's a fastball down the middle, strike one to Conaway. A short lead over at first for Kellner as Conaway awaits the 0-1. Breaking ball high and tight to run the count even. A good crowd here for the Sunday afternoon contest. First game of the day. One of 3 scheduled games here on Sunday at the Southeast Regional. The 1-1 check swing on a pitch on the outside corner. We've seen a lot of those from both teams so far in this tournament. That trend holding true here today. So Conaway behind 1-2 on Lynch. The pitch. Swing and a miss as Conaway chased it low and outside. 1 down in the inning, and that brings up Mason Dodd. Dodd, the third baseman, hitting .321 this season. 9 doubles, 2 home runs, and 45 runs driven in for Dodd. The middle infield shifted towards right as Lynch misses low and outside. A big gap between Banks and Ammerman on the left side. The 1-0 to Dodd. Fastball off the plate, 2-0. Kellner stands at first after the leadoff single. Conaway struck out. Now Dodd up with 1 on, 1 out as the pickoff throw back to first. There's a fastball in the outside corner called strike 2-1. The Bearcats have not stolen a base in their last 3 games. Their last steal came in the Peach Belt Conference Tournament against these USC Aiken Pacers. The 2-1. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball, and the count evens up 2-2. Dodd will step out for a moment. And the count runs even. That stolen base against Aiken last week came from Taylor Kellner, who currently stands at first. The 2-2. Outside, and the count is full. Well, this is a situation where Lander likes to run. Let's see if they put their best base stealer in motion on a full count to Dodd, the number 8 hitter. Lynch looks in to get the sign from Schoen. And now Dodd will step out for a moment and take a swing. Runner on the move, the 3-2, grounded up the middle. That'll get past Mercado. Keller going to make his way to third base. There'll be no throw from Price, and the Bearcats are on the corners with one out. Beautifully executed hit and run there from Lander. A shot up the middle that just got past Mercado. He was breaking to second base, but had shaded so far to the right side of the infield, and he was unable to get there in time. Runners at first and third with one out, and up comes Will Jones, the number 9 hitter. Batting .234 this season, the second baseman with 8 doubles, 4 home runs, and 20 runs driven in. Lynch looking for a ground ball here. The first pitch to Jones. Breaking ball catches the outside edge, 0-1. Kellner slid into second and then popped to his feet to advance on to third. No chance for Price to come up firing there on a ball that just barely got out of the infield after Mercado's diving effort at second. The 0-1 to Jones, swing and a miss. And now Lynch looking for a big time out here. An 0-2 count to Will Jones. Lander leads at 1-0 here in the top of the second inning. The 0-2 pitch, just off the plate. Good eye from Jones as Lynch tried to get him to chase. A good spot there from Lynch. The count moves to 1-2. The 1-2 pitch, lined into left field, base hit. That'll bring Kellner home to score. Dodd gonna hold at second base. RBI single for Will Jones, and Lander takes a 2-0 lead in the second. A frozen rope down the left field line, almost the exact same ball that Colby Lesignan hit, and the Bearcats extend the lead. That puts runners on first and second and brings the top of the order back to the plate, and here comes Matt White. He was hit by a pitch on the first offering of the game from Lynch and wound up scoring on the sac fly from Berry. Lynch will turn and look Dodd back to second. The first offering to White. He shows bunt and pushes it down the first base line. Lynch gonna field it, toss over to first, and barely got the speedy Matt White. A great bump there from White, moves runners to second and third. And with 2 outs in the inning, Zach Daly will come to the plate.
The center fielder, Zach Daly.
Daly 0 for 1 this afternoon. Runners at second and third for Lander with 2 outs in the second inning. Strike on the outside corner. Daly struck out back in the first inning. Lynch comes set. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball got away from Schoen for a moment, but not far enough to keep Dodd, or allow Dodd to advance, rather. So an 0-2 count on Daly. Lynch trying to minimize the damage here in the second inning. The 0-2 offering. Fastball high. A 1-2 count to the Bearcats' number 2 hitter. A look back to second. Now the pitch. Way outside, 2-2. Righty-lefty matchup here. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Daly strikes out to end the inning. But Lander increases its lead, 2-0 Bearcats. We go to the bottom of the second. The Pacers come to bat when we return to Columbus. You're watching the NCAA Southeast Regional on Cougar Sports TV. Bottom of the second inning here in Columbus, Georgia. Rickson Lane with you for the NCAA Southeast Regional here at Columbus State. 2-0 lead for the Lander Bearcats. In the bottom of the second inning as USC Aiken sends up their cleanup hitter, Zach Moon. First pitch outside from Waite. Moon, a .357 hitter this year. 14 doubles, a team-leading 16 homers. He also leads the Pacers with 67 RBIs as that pitch runs inside at the ankles. Moon, the DH for the Pacers, trying to get the offense going. Bearcat infield deep on the dirt as the 2-1 breaking ball drops at the knees for a strike. Will Jones 3 steps back on the outfield grass as that pitch just misses inside. Waite pounds the glove. He wanted that one. Instead, it's a 3-1 count to Moon. There's a 3-1 offering. Grounded sharply down the third base line, but foul. It'll roll into the Bearcat bullpen and then ricochet. So it'll be a full count on Zach Moon, a cleanup hitter in the Pacer order. Here's the 3-2 from Waite. Outside, and Moon watches it for a leadoff walk. A little frustration showing from J.D. Waite as Moon makes his way to first.
The first baseman,
One on for Brian Pereira, the first baseman. Pereira hitting .316. 11 doubles, 13 homers, 40 runs driven in this season for Pereira. First pitch is high as Waite misses with the breaking ball, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, grounded off the end of the bat, foul. 1-1 count to Pereira, with Moon at first base after the leadoff walk here in the bottom of the second inning. Way to look to first. Now the pitch. Swung late and fouled off left side towards the tennis courts. So Wade out in front, 1-2 here against the left-handed first baseman. A 1-2 pitch. Shot up the middle, dive by Jones. He won't get to it in time. Runner will hold at second. A seeing eye single from Brian Pereira right back up the middle. Jones couldn't get the glove on it. And there are runners at first and second with nobody out for the Pacers. And up comes Max Schoen. Schoen hitting a team high 403 on the year. He's got 15 doubles, 6 home runs, and 41 runs driven in on the season. And now it looks like Will Jones being examined by Tony Williams, the second base umpire. Jones might be bleeding after diving on that infield dirt, and that's going to bring the Bearcat trainer out to check on him. Jones, the top defensive second baseman for the Bearcats. They're not going to bring him out of the game if they can afford it. So Jones will be tended to as the Pacers trying to put together a bit of a rally here. A walk and then the first hit of the day, courtesy of the Pereira single. And there are 2 on with nobody out for USC Aiken. A beautiful day here in Columbus, Georgia, and we have got a great matchup here in the Southeast Regional. We're down to 4 teams. 6th seeded Catawba is out. 3rd seeded Belmont Abbey is out, and host Columbus State is out. It's Lander, Aiken, Tusculum, and Mount Olive remaining. First pitch to Schoen, and he bunts it down the third base line. Dodd will field and throw on to first, and Jones barely kept his foot on the bag. Well played by Will Jones. I'm not sure why Schoen turned in to see if he was going to round the base and go to second. If he'd sprinted through there, he might have been able to beat that out. But regardless, the job done by Max Schoen, the top hitter on the Pacer team, lays down the sacrifice bunt. That brings up Skylar Mercado, the second baseman. Runners at second and third with 1 out. Mercado hitting .309, 13 doubles, 3 homers, and 26 RBIs on the year. After the Schoen sacrifice, he's got 2 men in scoring position as Waite steps off the mound for a moment. Waite comes set. The first offering to Mercado. Swung on and chopped foul down the left field line and into the Pacer bullpen, pardon me. Signan a few steps beyond the bag at first base. Dodd at the same depth. White deep in the hole at short. Jones on the right center field grass as Mercado lifts it up on the infield. Lesignan will wander towards the first base line and make the catch for a big out, number 2. So 2 down in the inning for Niall Goings, the right fielder. Goings hitting .301. He's got 4 doubles, 8 home runs, and 33 runs driven in this year. Steps to the plate with runners on second and third and 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. First offering from Waite, swing and a miss. One count on Goings. Corner's back now for the Bearcats. Middle infield on the lip of the grass. The 0-1 offering. Down in the dirt, blocked from Mangum. Moon at third, Pereira at second with 2 outs. The bottom of the second inning. The 1-1 from Waite. Swing and a miss. Goings barely tipped it on the outside corner, and the count moves to 1-2. Waite will get the sign from Mangum and come set. The 1-2. Swing and a miss downstairs. Mangum applies the tag and Waite's out of the inning. We go to the third. Lander leading at 2-0. You're watching the NCAA Southeast Regional on Cougar Sports TV. Top of the third inning here at Burger King Stadium in Ragsdale Field. Rickson Lane with you. Lander and USC Aiken, a pair of 2-0 teams here in the NCAA Southeast Regional, doing battle here on Sunday afternoon, trying to put themselves squarely in the driver's seat. Colby Lesignan, the first baseman, will lead off 1-for-1 with a double down the left field line back in the first inning. As the first pitch from Lynch misses outside. The Pacers shifted way to the right on the infield as Lesignan with a check swing and a high fastball. Jonathan Banks is the only Pacer on the left side of the dirt, and he's pretty close to the bag. The shortstop, Ammerman, playing about 7 steps to the right of second base. The 1-1 to Lesignan. He swings and lifts it to center field. Price going back, turns around, now on the run, looking forward at the warning track, and he makes the grab. Lesignan sends it to the deepest part of the ballpark, and 1 down in the inning. That'll bring up Thomas Berry, the designated hitter.
The designated hitter, Thomas Berry.
Berry, the sacrifice fly back in the first inning to put Lander on the board 1-0. Hit a frozen rope to right field that died at the warning track as Lynch misses high and away. As Berry lifts one left side. Banks and Schoen giving chase, but they'll run out of room as it bounces behind the Pacer dugout. The count moves to 1-1 on Thomas Berry. the 1-1 from Lynch. Breaking ball outside corner, 1-2. This is the largest deficit USC Aiken has faced since a 15-9 defeat back on May the 12th, day one of the Peach Belt Conference tournament against Montevallo. Pacers trailed 4-2 at the end of 2 innings. Here's the 2-2 to Berry. High and away, 3-2 now. The shift continues against Thomas Berry. 3 infielders on the right. Banks is now playing nearly on the left field grass. Berry not the fastest guy in the world, but he could drop one down here and maybe beat it. Instead, he'll walk on a ball downstairs. A 1-out free pass issued to Thomas Berry, and that'll bring up John Mangum, the catcher.
The catcher, John Mangum.
Mangum 0 for 1 this afternoon. He flew out to left field to end the top of the first. He takes a fastball strike on the outside. Two runs on 4 hits, no errors for Lander, no runs on 1 hit, and no errors for USC Aiken here in the top of the third. So Mangum watches that fastball up around the eyes, 1-1. Berry at first, as here's the 1-1. Low and inside, showing with the block. A 2-1 count to John Mangum, the Bearcat catcher. Wind continuing to blow in and down the right field line, really working against these power hitters as Mangum lifts one high and deep to left center field, but Price is going to catch it at the warning track. And the Bearcats have put several balls a few feet shy of the fence. So that one died just shy of the wall.
Left fielder, Taylor Kellner.
2 outs now for Taylor Kellner, the left fielder. Singled to lead off the second inning and came around to score on the RBI knock from Jones. And Mangum just missed what would have been his 3rd home run in 3 games here at the tournament, as Lynch has his first offering to Kellner low and away. The 1-0 outside, 2-0 count to Kellner now. Lynch comes set, now the 2-0. Chop to the left side. Pereira going to field it. He'll have to hurry over to first, and he barely got there. They're going to say he slid in and got to the bag right before Kellner. The Bearcats held off the board for the first time today. We go to the bottom of the third. 2-0 Lander leading USC Aiken. You're watching the NCAA Southeast Regional on Cougar Sports TV. Bottom of the third inning here in Columbus, Georgia. Rickson Lane with you. 2-0 Lander leading USC Aiken. And the NCAA Southeast Regional.
Leading off for USC Aiken, the shortstop, number
Tyler
8,
Ammerman, the shortstop, will lead things off for the Pacers. The number 9 hitter, batting .290 on the year with 14 doubles, 2 triples, 7 homers, and 36 runs batted in. As he takes a strike, 0-1. Ammerman, the lowest average in the order, and it's at .290. That tells you anything about this USC Aiken offense. The 0-1 outside. It was Ammerman who had one of the best days of his Pacer career yesterday. 3 for 4 with a home run, a run scored, a walk, and 5 RBIs in the win over top-seeded Columbus State. As Waite falls behind 2-1. Swing and a miss at the ball outside, and Ammerman sees the count even up on him, 2-2. Bearcat middle infield deep up the middle. The 2-2 pitch. Chopper down the third base line. But it'll roll foul as Ammerman stays alive. A 2-2 count to Tyler Ammerman, the leadoff hitter for the Pacers here in the bottom of the third. The pitch. Swung on and lifted to right field. Conaway will take a few steps in and make the catch. That ball getting up in the air, and it can sometimes blow back towards the infield, but Conaway able to run it down for the first out of the frame. So back to the top of the order for USC Aiken. This is Jonathan Banks. Banks 0 for 1 today with a fly out to left field. The first offering from Waite. High and outside fastball, 1-0. Matt White shaded well towards third base at his shortstop position. As the 1-0 just misses the inside corner. A 2-0 count to Banks. The 2-0 offering. Off-speed pitch. Banks watches it for a strike, 2-1. As Waite put it on the outer half of the plate. Banks thought about taking a hack at it, but instead he'll await the 2-1 delivery. The pitch. Another breaking ball in for a strike in the knees, 2-2, as Waite fights his way back to an even count. A long look in from Waite as he awaits the sign from Mangum. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and lifted right side out of play. Lesignan giving chase towards the dugout, and he'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. So 2 down for Mitchell Price, the center fielder. Price grounded out to shortstop back in the first inning, 0 for 1 this afternoon. Two outs in the bottom of the third inning for Price. The first delivery. Strike in the knees, 0-1. Now Price will asked for time as he appeared to be looking over towards the Bearcat dugout perhaps. But he'll be granted time. Now step back in. The 0-1. Fouled back over the net and off the overhang here at Burger King Stadium. And a catch made by one of our fans over on the left-hand side of the bleachers. That ball rolled around and the grab was made off the drop from the overhang. That's not an easy ball to catch, sitting down looking up. Here's the 0-2 from Waite. Just missed inside. Matt White thought it was a strikeout. He was on his way to the dugout. Instead, the count is 1-2. Price, the center fielder. Swings and lifts the 1-2 pitch down the left field line. Down will drop for a base hit. Kellner will come up as Price takes a big turnaround first, but he'll hold for a single. A 2-out base knock from Mitchell Price that hugged the left field line the whole way. And Price is aboard with 2 outs. So 1 on and 2 out for Chaz Powell. Powell, the left fielder, he struck out swinging to end the bottom of the first inning. The second hit of the day for USC Aiken as Powell steps to the plate. First pitch breaking ball, strike on the outside corner, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss downstairs. Mitchell Price had a big lead off of first and then bounded back onto the base as Waite was coming set. Well, he thought Powell might have asked for time there. Instead, the count is 0-2. Here's the 0-2 from Waite. Missed high and outside, 1-2. One on, 2 outs, bottom of the third. Powell, the number 3 hitter for the Pacers, at the plate. The 1-2, Price on the move, swing and a miss. Powell strikes out to end the inning. We've played 3 in Columbus, Georgia. Lander leading 2-0 as we head to the 4th. You're watching the NCAA Southeast Regional on Cougar Sports TV. Top of the 4th inning in the NCAA Southeast Regional. Rickson Lane here with you. Columbus State hosting this regional, doing a fine job here at this beautiful complex. As Lander and USC Aiken do battle. Alex Conaway at the plate for the Bearcats to begin the 4th as he takes a strike on the outside corner. Conaway 0 for 1, struck out swinging in the second inning. Swing and a miss there, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Lynch comes set. The 0-2 to Conaway. Outside 1-2. Swing and a miss at a high heater. Conaway climbed the ladder for that one. And Lynch with the strikeout to begin the top of the 4th inning.
The third baseman,
One
Mason
down for
Dodd.
Mason Dodd, the third baseman. Dodd 1 for 1 with a single so far this afternoon. As he takes a breaking ball low, 1-0. 1-0 high and outside. His count moves to 2-0 on Dodd, the number 8 hitter in the order. The 2-0 foul back to the backstop from Dodd. 2-1. Middle infield way back for USC Aiken. They've got Ammerman and Mercado on the grass. Corner infielders back as well. Banks and Pereira deep in the dirt. The 2-1 as Dodd lifts it out of play left side. James Lynch trying to hold the deficit at 2 here in the top of the 4th inning. 1 out in the inning as Dodd awaits the 2-2 offering. The pitch. Breaking ball inside, and the count is full. Just barely missed Dodd's knee. And it's a 3-2 count to the third baseman. The 3-2 pitch. Shot to the left side and a base hit for Dodd. Mason Dodd's second single of the afternoon. And 1 on, 1 out for the Bearcats. Dodd 2 for 2 now. And that brings up Will Jones. Jones, an RBI single that scored Taylor Kellner back in the 2nd inning, pushed the lead to 2-0 for the Bearcats. Takes a breaking ball inside, showing popped up to look Dodd back to first base, but no throw. A short lead for Dodd at first. The 1-0 pitch. Jones took a big swing at that one and missed. Tried to knife that ball through the wind down the left field line. Instead, the count's even 1-1. One fastball downstairs, 2-1 now to Jones. One on and 1 out for the Bearcats in the top of the 4th inning. A beautiful day for baseball here in Columbus, Georgia. The 2-1 pitch, fouled back to the net as Lynch evens the count up at 2-2. Lynch will turn and throw back over to first base. Tried to catch Dodd napping over in the first base bag, but no dice. 2-2 count to Jones, the number 9 hitter in the order. The pitch. Swing and a miss, and Jones strikes out. A big strikeout there for Lynch. 2 down in the inning, and that brings up Matt White.
The shortstop, Matt White.
White, they run scored, a sacrifice bunt, and a hit by pitch so far this afternoon. The senior from Somerville takes a fastball inside, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. There's a strike on the outside edge of the knees, 1-1. White starting at shortstop for his 53rd consecutive game for Lander, as he takes a 1-1 breaking ball on the outside, 1-2. Runner on first, 2 outs, top of the 4th inning for the Lander offense as Lynch tries to hold the Bearcats off the board for the 2nd consecutive inning. Here's the 1-2, Jones on the move. Hot shot through the left side, base hit. Dodd will be held at second, and there's 2 aboard for the Bearcats with 2 outs, and up comes Zach Daly. Daly 0 for 2 in this ball game, 2 strikeouts. He's got runners on first and second with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. First pitch from Lynch, outside, 1-0. Daly 2 for 11 so far in the Southeast Regional, but his 2 hits have both been doubles. He drove in 3 with a double against Mount Olive on Thursday night. He's hit a double down the right field line and down the left field line, and both times the corner outfielders nearly made diving catches on them, but neither one was able to make the grab, as he takes a strike outside. 1-1 count to Daly, the senior from Gastonia, North Carolina. Swings and fouls that one left side, 1-2. Runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the 4th. Infield shifted away right. The 1-2 pitch as Daly fights off the breaking ball and grounds it towards the Bearcat dugout. Dodd at second, White at first. And now Schoen will make his way out to the mound, talk to James Lynch. Zach Daly leads the Bearcats in RBIs this season. He also leads them in home runs. It's going to be hard to get a ball out of the yard today if this wind continues to blow the way it has all afternoon. The 1-2, swung on and lifted to center field. Price coming in. He'll give way to Powell, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. The Bearcats strand 2. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. 2-0 Lander leading USC Aiken. You're watching the NCAA Southeast Regional on Cougar Sports TV. Bottom of the fourth inning, 2-0 Lander leading USC Aiken here at the NCAA Southeast Regional in Columbus, Georgia. Rickson Lane with you at Burger King Stadium in Ragsdale Field. Zach Moon will lead things off for the Pacers in the bottom of the fourth. Moon, the cleanup hitter, walked to lead off the bottom of the second as he swings to the first offering from Waite and misses. The 0-1 from Waite. Skips to the plate outside, 1-1. Defense shading Moon to the left side as he swings through the offering downstairs, 1-2. Waite looking in to get the sign from Mangum. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Breaking ball swung on and missed as Moon chased it well out of the zone for out number 1. One down in the inning, and that brings up Brian Pereira, the first baseman.
The first baseman, Brian Pereira.
Pereira 1 for 1 with a single. He had USC Aiken's first hit of the day back in the second inning. First delivery from Waite outside, 1-0. Waite kicks and fires. Catches the outside corner with a fastball, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Lifted down the left field line, drifting foul territory. Dodd giving chase, and he makes the catch for the second out. A pop-up and foul ground that Dodd was able to make the grab near the fence. And there's 2 down in the inning for Max Schoen, the catcher. Schoen laid down a sacrifice bunt back in the second inning. His only plate appearance so far today as Waite paints the inside corner, 0-1. The 0-1 offering. Fastball just missed at the knees, but too low for our home plate umpire's taste. The count evens up at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss is showing out in front of that one. A 1-2 count now on Max Schoen. Waite kicks and fires. Breaking ball reached out and lifted to center field. Daly back a few paces, backpedaling and makes the catch. 1-2-3 go the Pacers in the bottom of the fourth inning. We head to the fifth. Lander leading 2-0 over USC Aiken. You're watching the NCAA Southeast Regional on Cougar Sports TV. Top of the fifth inning here at Columbus, Georgia, Burger King Stadium and Ragsdale Field. Rickson Lane here with you for the NCAA Southeast Regional. Lander leading at 2-0 as Colby Lesignan steps in to lead off the top of the fifth. And Lesignan with a hard shot to Mercado, playing on the outfield grass, and he makes the grab for out number one. A 4-3 ground out for Lesignan as the Pacers have been playing him to pull all day. They've done so with the majority of Lander's power hitters. All those lefties who have been apt to pull balls down the line. So that'll bring up Thomas Berry, the cleanup hitter, as he takes a strike on the outside corner. And the 0-2 count as he runs that one inside does James Lynch. An 0-2 count to Thomas Berry, a senior out of Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Swing and a miss, ball out of the glove of Schoen. He'll throw on to first for out number two. So two down in the inning. And that will bring up John Mangum, the catcher. Mangum, a senior out of Waxhaw, North Carolina. Mangum. 0 for 2 today with a pair of flyouts. First pitch strike as Lynch trying to work a 1-2-3 inning here and get his Pacers back in the dugout. Fastball on the outside corner once again. Lynch really starting to spot his pitches nicely. The Bearcat offense trying to continue to do work here at the regional. The 0-2 to Mangum. Breaking ball misses low and away. Nearly got Mangum to chase that one. Swing and a miss, and down goes Mangum. 1-2-3, the Bearcats retired in order in the top of the fifth. We go to the bottom of the inning. Lander leading USC Aiken 2-0. You're watching the NCAA Southeast Regional on Cougar Sports TV. Bottom of the fifth inning here in Columbus, Georgia. Rickson Lane with you. It is the NCAA Southeast Regional, and it's a pair of 2-0 teams doing battle here this afternoon at Burger King Stadium. Lander and USC Aiken. fighting to put themselves in control of this Southeast Regional as Skylar Mercado steps to the plate and takes a ball outside 1-0. Mercado, the second baseman, he popped up in foul territory to first base in his first at bat of the day as he swings through that offering 1-1. And pitch downstairs. 2-1 now to Mercado. The breaking ball is high, and the count moves to 3-1. Here's the 3-1 from Waite. Ripped foul down the third base line. So full count to Skylar Mercado, the second baseman. Number 7 hitter in the order for the Pacers. Swings and lifts that one down the left field line. Kellner giving chase. That ball, if it's fair, it's gone, and it is foul. Mercado just missed a solo homer. We've talked about the wind here at Ragsdale Field, but Mercado hammered that one down the left field line, but the call from third base umpire Josh Reap is foul. And Waite avoids disaster there. Another 3-2 from Waite. Swung on and fouled off. Another 3-2 pitch. Swing and a pop up towards the Bearcat dugout, but out of play as Mangum gave chase from his catcher's position. A good battle here between Waite and Mercado. The 3-2. Swing and a grounder to wide at shortstop. He'll field, throw to first for out number 1. The lengthy at bat from Mercado ends in a 6-3 putout. One down in the inning for Niall Goings, the right fielder. Goings struck out swinging to end the bottom of the second inning in his first at bat. First pitch high and away, 1-0. A 1-0 pitch popped up over our heads, 1-1. There's the 1-1 to Goings. Fastball downstairs, 2-1. Now Goings will step out and adjust the batting gloves. Now back into that right-handed batter's box. 2-1 count, nobody on. One out, bottom of the 5th. The breaking ball misses low and away. The count moves to 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Check swing. A little half-hearted attempt there from Goings as Waite fooled him with the breaking ball. And the count is full 3-2. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled right side. Goings waited late on that one, and the last moment fouled it off. The 3-2 pitch. Another foul ball from Goings. The Pacers putting together very solid at-bats here in the 5th inning. Really forcing Waite to work. The 3-2. Outside, and Goings draws a walk. A one-out walk to Niall Goings. That puts him aboard with one out in the bottom of the 5th inning.
The shortstop, Tyler
That'll
Ammerman.
bring up Tyler Ammerman. Flew out to right field to begin the bottom of the 3rd in his previous at-bat. The first pitch to Ammerman, strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Going on the move, and there's a swing and a fly ball to center field. Daly retreating and makes the catch for the 2nd out. The hit and run was on, but a fly ball out from Ammerman records the 2nd out of the frame. That brings the Pacers back up to the top of the order. Jonathan Banks will step up with a man on first and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Jonathan Banks.
Banks, the junior, out of Sharpsburg, Georgia. The first offering from Waite on the inside corner. Handcuff Banks there. The count is 0-1. Goings at first with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Hot shot foul down the 3rd base line. And ricochet back into left field as a bullpen pitcher for the Pacers will go out and retrieve it. 0-2 count now on Banks. Look over to first from Waite, now the 0-2, and it got Banks on the shoulder. Waite with a look to the sky, can't believe it. He had Banks in an 0-2 hole and then plunked him.
The center fielder, Mitchell Price.
So 2 on and 2 out for Mitchell Price. Price 1 for 2 today. Junior from Columbia, South Carolina. Runners on first and second with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Price at the plate, the number 2 hitter in the Pacer order. Infield shifting to the left. First pitch to Price, breaking ball low. One 1-0 count to Price, the center fielder. Here's the 1-0. swing and a line drive, but foul down the left field line as Price yanked that one towards the parking lot. 1-1 count, 2-on-2 out for USC Aiken, bottom of the fifth. Wait comes set of the letters. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a grounder. Dodd makes the grab, throw on to second, in time for out number 3. A 5-4 put out, and the Bearcats are out of the inning. We've played 5 here in Columbus. We go to the 6th. Lander leading USC Aiken 2-0. You're watching the NCAA Southeast Regional on Cougar Sports TV. Top of the 6th inning here at Columbus State University, the NCAA Southeast Regional. Lander and USC Aiken, both 2-0 this week, doing battle here on Sunday afternoon. Rickson Lane with you. Good to have you join us. Taylor Kellner, the left fielder, will lead things off for the Bearcats. The senior from Spartanburg, South Carolina. He shows bunt and takes a strike. Kellner 1 for 2 with a run scored today. James Lynch working into his 6th inning of work as he has that one go low and outside. There's the 1-1 to Kellner. Misses inside of the knees. Kellner chops one to second base. Mercado fielded, throw on to first for a 4-3 put out as Kellner is retired. This is now the 2nd longest outing of the year for James Lynch. He's gone 5 1/3 as he prepares to deal with Alex Conaway, the right fielder. Conaway, the sophomore from Aiken, South Carolina. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Lynch went 6 innings, allowed 2 runs on 1 hit, with 2 walks and 3 strikeouts against Catawba as Conaway pops that one to second base for the 2nd out. That's what Lynch needs here, quick outs. As now Mason Dodd will come to the plate. Dodd, a freshman from Augusta, Georgia. The only player today with multiple hits. He's 2 for 2. He takes a strike at the knees, 0-1. Lynch comes set. The 0-1 offering. Dodd with a hot shot to short, but gloved by Ammerman. The Bearcats sit down in order for the second consecutive inning. We go out. Bottom of the sixth inning at Burger King Stadium in Ragsdale Field. Rickson Lane here with you. Lander leading USC Aiken 2-0 as the Pacers will send up Chaz Powell to lead things off.
Leading off for the Pacers, the left fielder, Chaz Powell.
Powell, the senior from Deerfield Beach, Florida. 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts as he takes a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 from Waite. The 0-1 offering. Swung on and lifted out of play right side. As Powell falls behind 0-2 in the count. The 0-2 delivery, low and away. The 1-2 pitch outside as Powell watched another one. Low in the dirt of that left-handed batter's box. Here's the 2-2 offering. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. And Powell strikes out to begin the bottom of the sixth. So one down for Zach Moon, the DH.
Designated hitter, Zach Moon.
0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout, his Moon. The junior from Snellville, Georgia. Waite delivers the first pitch. Strike on the inner half, 0-1. So the Mount Olive Trojans have made their way to the ballpark. They will be playing at 3:30. As Moon waves at that one down low, 0-2. It'll be the Trojans against the Tusculum Pioneers in an elimination game. The 0-2 off the plate. Moon thought about it but holds back. Mount Olive playing their third consecutive elimination game of the tournament. Tusculum has only played 2 games because of this 7-team format. The 1-2 swung on and lifted to shallow right field. Jones will call everyone off and make the catch from his second base position, 2 down. 2 outs in the inning for Brian Pereira, the first baseman. Pereira 1 for 2 today.
The first baseman, Brian Pereira.
A sophomore from Annapolis, Maryland. Nobody on and 2 out, bottom of the sixth. First pitch fastball just off the plate, 1-0. Breaking ball lifted to right field, but Conaway has a beat on it, and he'll make the grab. 1-2-3 go the Pacers in the bottom of the 6th. We move to the 7th. Lander leading USC Aiken 2-0. You're watching the NCAA Southeast Regional on Cougar Sports TV. The 7th inning here in the NCAA Southeast Regional. Rickson Lane with you. Lander leading USC 2-0. As Will Jones, the number 9 hitter, will lead things off for the Bearcats. Jones, a senior from Cordele, Georgia, second baseman. Takes a fastball strike in the knees. Jones 1 for 2 with an RBI single. He's also struck out once today. The 0-1, big swing and a miss, 0-2. The 0-2 from Lynch. Outside, 1-2 count. The 1-2, low and away as Jones watches it to even the count up 2-2. Lynch comes set. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses downstairs, and the count is full on Jones. The 3-2 to Jones. Breaking ball on the inside corner, called strike 3. And Jones down on strikes to begin the top of the 7th. Great pitch there from Lynch on a full count.
The shortstop, Matt White.
That brings the Bearcats back to the top of the order, and Matt White 1 for 1 today with a run scored. He's also been hit by a pitch and laid down a sacrifice bunt. And his first pitch from Lynch is low and outside, 1-0. 1 out, top of the 7th. Nobody aboard as Lynch prepares to fire his 100th pitch of the day. And it's fouled off right side. Here's the 1-1 to White. Another foul back to the net. The count moves to 1-2. Just the 4th start of the season for James Lynch. And this is his longest outing of the year. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball, drilled to the left center field gap. Long run for Powell, and it's over his head, up against the wall. White going to make his way to second base, and he'll go in standing up for a 1-out double. Matt White drills that one to the gap. Powell and Price couldn't run it down, and it's double number 8 on the season for Matt White. And the Bearcats with a runner in scoring position and 1 out.
The center fielder, Zach
That'll
Daly.
bring up Zach Daly, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts this afternoon. And that's going to bring pitching coach Nolan Belcher out to the mound to talk to James Lynch. The first mound visit we've seen from either team today, and we're in the 7th inning. Lynch and Wade have been phenomenal. Runner on second and 1 out, and it's a quick visit from Belcher. There are arms up in the Pacer bullpen. This is by far the longest outing of Lynch's career. He had previously gone 6 innings earlier this season against Catawba. He's gone 7 1/3 today. Now he's got Daly with a runner on second and 1 out, and his fastball's high and outside. The 1-0 to Daly. Fastball off the plate, 2-0. And a ball from the Pacer bullpen made its way out into the field of play. So we've got a brief timeout as it is retrieved down the left field line. 2-0 count to Daly. 1 on, 1 out, top of the 7th. The pitch. Fastball outside, 3-0. Daly probably taking all the way here, a 3-0 count. As Lynch catches the outside corner at the knees, 3-1. Lynch up over 100 pitches. As Schoen gives him the sign. White with a short lead at second base. Infield shaded right, far to the right. As Daly grounds one foul down the first base line, full count. A full count to Daly, the top RBI producer for the Bearcat offense. Here comes the 3-2. Check swing downstairs. They're going to appeal as Schoen throws it on to first, and he did not go around, says Josh Reed. A 1-out walk to Zach Daly. He's aboard for the first time today, and that brings up Colby Lusignan.
The first baseman, Colby Lusignan.
And Kenny Thomas is going to lift James Lynch. With runners on first and second and 1 out in the top of the 7th, we'll have a pitching change. We'll tell you about the new Pacer pitcher when we come back to Columbus, Georgia. 2-0 USC Aiken trailing Lander. You're watching the NCAA Southeast Regional on Cougar Sports TV. New pitch USC Aiken pitch is Trevor Hutto. USC Aiken turns to their bullpen for the first time this afternoon. Hutto, a senior out of North Augusta, South Carolina, coming on to relieve James Lynch here with 2 on and 1 out in the 7th. For Hutto, this is his 15th appearance of the season, his 9th out of the bullpen. He's 3-1 with a 2.81 ERA, 41 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 17 runs on 40 hits, walked 9, and struck out 33. He'll face Colby Lesignan, the number 3 hitter in the order. And his first fastball's high and outside. White at second, Daly at first with 1 out in the top of the 7th inning. Lesignan takes a belt-high fastball. The 1-1. Lesignan hammers it to right field, base hit. White being waved around from third, and they're going to hold him as Price came up throwing. Check it goings. White had held at second for a moment to make sure that one of those 3 Pacer infielders wasn't going to make the catch on that line drive, but the bases are loaded with 1 out for Thomas Berry, the cleanup hitter. Berry 0 for 1 today with a walk, a strikeout, and a sacrifice fly. Drove in the first run of the ball game back in the first inning. And the first pitch strike on the inside corner from Hutto. The 0-1, low and inside, Schoen snabs it. Count evens up at 1-1 on Berry. White at third, Daly at second, Lesignan at first. The 1-1 pitch hit high and deep to right field, back down the line, but hooking foul. Berry ropes it down the right field line, but it curves back behind the Bearcat bullpen, and it's a loud, long strike 2. Hutto comes set. The 1-2 pitch. There's a fly ball to right field, going, racing towards the corner. He's going to make the grab deep in right field, come up firing to second base, and White's home to score. The second RBI of the day for Thomas Berry, his second sacrifice fly, and Lander leads it 3-0 in the top of the 7th. Daly advanced to third on the throw. Lesignan stands at first. Runners on the corners and 2 out for John Mangum. Mangum 0 for 3 with a strikeout today. And he swings at the first pitch and fouls it to the net, 0-1. Runners at first and third with 2 outs. And Mangum, the number 5 hitter for the Bearcats, at the plate. The 0-1 fastball is too high, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch lifted on the infield. Mercado and Pereira converging. Pereira fighting the sun, but he makes the grab for out number 3. Lander extends the lead on the sacrifice fly from Berry. 3-0 Lander leading USC Aiken. We go to the bottom of the 7th. You're watching the NCAA Southeast Regional on Cougar Sports TV. Bottom of the 7th inning here at Burger King Stadium in Ragsdale Field in Columbus, Georgia. Rickson Lane with you. Lander leading USC Aiken 3-0 in the bottom of the 7th inning as Max Schoen, the catcher, will lead things off. He's 0 for 1 today with a sacrifice bunt. J.D. Waite gets the sign, and his first pitch fouled off the end of the bat, 0-1. Bearcats extended the lead in the top of the 7th on the second sacrifice fly of the day from Thomas Berry. 0-1 breaking ball, lifted in the right center for a base hit. Schoen with the leadoff single. Well, Texas Leaguer overs the head of Jones at second base. And that'll bring up Skylar Mercado. Mercado 0 for 2 today with a ground out and a fly out. Schoen with his first hit of the day, the third hit of the afternoon for the Pacers. And he's aboard to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Now the pitch to Mercado outside, 1-0. Short lead for Schoen over at first. And Mercado is hit on the hip with a fastball. That puts 2 Pacers aboard with nobody out, bottom of the 7th. And up comes Niall Goings, the right fielder.
Niall
Goings 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout today. Will Jones comes in from second base to talk to J.D. Waite. John Mangum, the catcher, will join in the conversation as well. Schoen at second and Mercado at first. Nobody out, bottom 7. Waite comes set. The first offering to Goings, breaking ball in the outside corner called strike. An 0-1 count to Goings, the right fielder. 0-1, swung on and missed. Goings in an 0-2 hole. A sophomore out of Marietta, Georgia. Wait the look in to Mangum. And the 0-2 pitch. Down in the dirt. Mangum lost it for a moment. But Schoen could not advance from second base. Ball was right behind the senior catcher. And holds runners at first and second. 1-2 count, 2 on, nobody out, bottom of the 7th inning. Here's the 1-2. Lined into center field, but Daly will make the grab for out number 1. Hard hit ball from Niall Goings, but right at Daly, the center fielder, and there's one down.
The shortstop, Tyler Ammerman.
That'll bring up Tyler Ammerman, the shortstop. Ammerman 0 for 2 today with a pair of flyouts. The junior from Dublin, Georgia. Runners on first and second, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Ammerman, the number 9 hitter in the order. The first offering from Wade, and Ammerman bunts it foul. Tried to drag one down the third base line, but he falls behind in the count 0-1. Schoen at second and Mercado at first with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The 0-1. Lifted to right field. Conaway grabs it. Schoen gonna hold at second base. 2 down. A fly out from Ammerman will bring up Jonathan Banks, the third baseman. Schoen raced back to second immediately on the hit. But the ball not deep enough to give him an opportunity to try and tag up and advance to third. So 2 down in the inning for Banks. 0 for 2. He's flown out twice and been hit by a pitch this afternoon. Wade comes set. Here's the first offering. Too high, 1-0. Jones shaded behind the second base bag. We're trying to keep Schoen honest here. Left side of the infield deep on the dirt. The 1-0. Fouled back to the net, 1-1. Two on and 2 out, bottom of the 7th inning. Banks, the leadoff hitter, at the plate for the Pacers. The 1-1 pitch, lifted to left field. Kellner will call for it, and he will make the catch. Waite dances out of trouble. We're through 7 in Columbus. We go to the top of the 8th. Lander leading 3-0 over USC Aiken. You're watching the NCAA Southeast Regional on Cougar Sports TV.
Leading off for Lander, the left fielder, Taylor Kellner.
Board for the Bearcats here in the 8th inning.
The right fielder, Alex Conaway.
That'll bring up Alex Conaway, the right fielder. Conaway 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts today. Liz Lander's leading base stealer this season, 14 steals in 16 tries. The first pitch to Conaway. He shows bunt and lays it down. Back to Hutto at the mound, only throws to first. And Kellner will hold at second. The sacrifice bunt from Alex Conaway puts Kellner in scoring position with 1 out in the top of the 8th.
The third baseman, Mason Dodd.
That'll bring up Mason Dodd, the third baseman. Dodd 2 for 3 today. He's one of 4 Bearcats that have 2 hits this afternoon. Hutto with a look back to second at Kellner. Now he fires inside of the numbers to Dodd. A 1-0 count to Dodd. Breaking ball well high, and the count's 2-0 now. Hutto will take a moment, wipe the sweat from his brow as Dodd steps out. Here's the 2-0. Dodd going to chop it to shortstop. Ammerman will field. He'll throw on to first in time as Kellner moves on to third.
The second baseman, Will Jones.
2 down in the inning for Will Jones, the number 9 hitter. Jones 1 for 3 with an RBI single. He's also struck out twice. Kellner stands at third with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. And the first pitch to Jones catches the outside corner. 0-1. Thought about going after that one, and it just missed outside as the count runs even. Jones, the number 9 hitter in the order. One from Hutto. Breaking ball high and inside, 2-1. Grounder to Ammerman. Comes in, charges, fields, throw across just in time, and Jones is retired. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Lander leading USC Aiken 3-0. You're watching the NCAA Southeast Regional on Cougar Sports TV.
Leading off for USC Aiken, the center fielder, Mitchell Price. The left fielder, Chaz Powell. The designated hitter, Zach Moon. The first baseman, Brian Pereira.
Top of the ninth here in Columbus, Georgia. Lander leading USC Aiken 3-0. Rickson Lane here with you as the Bearcats will send up the leadoff hitter Matt White to begin the ninth inning. White 2 for 2 today with a double, 2 runs scored, a sacrifice, and he's been hit by a pitch as well. First pitch from Hutto, high and outside, 1-0. The 1-0 to White. Fastball catches the inside corner, and the count evens up at 1-1. Hutto with the 1-1 offering. Sharply grounded to Mercado at second base. He'll throw on to first for out number 1. One down in the inning for Zach Daly, the number 2 hitter. Daly 0 for 3 today with a walk and 2 strikeouts.
Zach Daly.
1 out, top of the ninth. Daly will step in that left-handed batter's box, and the shift is put on once again for Lander's top home run hitter and RBI producer. And he pops up the first pitch back behind home plate, but Schoen will run out of room as that one bounces off the top of the press box. Daly walked in his last plate appearance for the Bearcats as he waits the 0-1. Fastball downstairs, 1-1. There's a fastball just outside, 2-1 count now. The 2-1 laced sharply foul into the Pacer bullpen. And it's a 2-2 count on Daly. And now the left side of the infield is completely empty. Banks, the third baseman, now coming all the way over to second. And there's a called strike 3 on the inside corner. Daly strikes out for the 3rd time this afternoon. That'll bring up Colby Lusignan, the first baseman. Lusignan 2 for 4 with a double. The first delivery from Hutto. Fastball downstairs, 1-0. A 1-0 fastball upstairs. Around the elbow, 2-0 count now to Lusignan, the first baseman. Nobody on, 2 out, top of the ninth. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner. The count moves to 2-1 now. The 2-1 pitch to Lusignan. That one's hammered to left center field. That's down for a base hit. Price will cut it off and hold Lusignan to a single. But the first baseman for the Bearcats is aboard for the 3rd time today, his 3rd hit of the afternoon. And that will bring up Thomas Berry. Berry 0 for 1 with a walk, a strikeout, and 2 RBIs, courtesy of a pair of sacrifice flies to right field. They both scored Matt White from 3rd base. He hit one in the 1st and hit another in the 7th. Breaking ball strike on the outside, 0-1. Lusignan single, the 10th hit of the day for the Bearcat offense. 1 on, 2 out, top of the ninth. The 0-1 misses outside of the letters, and Berry watches the count even up 1-1. 1-1 from Hutto. Swung on and lifted to right field. Goings coming in, and he will make the catch. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Lander leading 3-0 over USC Aiken. You're watching the NCAA Southeast Regional on Cougar Sports TV. Bottom of Columbus, Georgia. Rickson Lane with you. Lander leading USC Aiken 3-0, and the Bearcats will turn the ball over to Brandon White, the junior out of Chapin, South Carolina, making his 29th appearance. He's 3-2 with a .81 ERA, 11 saves on the season. He's thrown 33 1/3 innings this year, giving up 8 runs on 21 hits, walked 13, struck out 48. Opponents hitting 171 against Brandon White. Max Schoen to lead things off for the Pacers. The catcher 1 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt so far today. The first pitch high and inside as Schoen dances out of the way, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Check swing on the slider, and the count is 1-1. White comes set of the belt, and the 1-1 pitch lifted to right field. Conaway tracking it, ranging over to his left, and he'll make the catch for the first out. 1 down in the inning, and that will bring up Skylar Mercado. Mercado, the second baseman, he is 0 for 2 today, was hit by a pitch in his last plate appearance. Mason Dodd over at third, playing even with the bag. As the first pitch strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Middle infield back on the lip of the outfield grass. Lesignan about 7 steps beyond first base. The 0-1 swing and a miss as Mercado chased it outside, and Mercado angry with himself for going after that one from White. An 0-2 count to Mercado, the second baseman. The pitch, swing and a miss, and Mercado chased it outside again. 2 down in the inning, and that will bring up Niall Goings, the right fielder.
The right fielder,
Goings 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout today. The first pitch to Goings. Strike on the outside corner, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch to Goings. Swing and a miss. 0-2 count to Goings, the right fielder. Here's the 0-2. Fly ball right side, out of play. Lesignan in foul territory, up against the fence, and he'll run out of room as it just barely escaped the right field line. So the count will remain 0-2 on Goings. Big gap up the middle as White and Jones deep. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three, and that'll do it. Lander wins it 3-0, and the Bearcats will play for the Southeast Regional Championship on Monday afternoon. Lander goes to 41-14 on the year. USC Aiken falls to 39-17. Coming up next, you'll see Tusculum and Mount Olive at 3:30 here at the NCAA Southeast Regional. For everyone here at Columbus State University, I'm Rickson Lane signing off. Once again, your final score, Lander 3, USC Aiken 0. Have a blessed day, everybody. Tusculum and Mount Olive coming up next.